Top 10 low potassium foods that make meals enjoyable again and protect your kidneys. Stop eating foods that slowly damage your kidneys without you even knowing it. Some of the most normal foods on your plate could be making things worse every single day. If you've been told to watch your potassium, meals can start to feel boring, stressful, or even scary. You look at food and think, what am I even allowed to eat anymore? But here's the thing most people don't realize. Low potassium eating does not have to mean tasteless meals or tiny portions. In fact, there are foods that are safe for your kidneys and actually enjoyable. The real problem isn't just potassium, it's confusion. One doctor says avoid this, the internet says avoid that. Labels are hard to read, and suddenly food feels like a math test instead of something you enjoy. Many people end up cutting out too much, losing energy, losing joy, and still not protecting their kidneys the right way. That's why in this video, I'm breaking it down in a clear, simple way. No medical words, no guilt, just real food. We're going through the top 10 low potassium foods that help protect your kidneys and make meals enjoyable again. These are foods you can actually build real meals around, not just snack on and still feel hungry. Stay with me, because some of the best options on this list are foods people wrongly avoid every day. And once you know them, eating gets a whole lot easier. Number 1, horned melon. Horned melon is one of those foods almost nobody talks about, yet it fits perfectly into a low potassium lifestyle. Half a cup of raw horned melon has only about 143 milligrams of potassium, which makes it a safe and refreshing choice for people who need to protect their kidneys but still want something fun and tasty to eat. What makes this fruit special is not just the low potassium, it's also very high in water. That matters because hydration helps your kidneys do their job more easily. When your body is well hydrated, your kidneys don't have to work as hard to filter waste. Many nutrition articles point out that water-rich foods can support kidney health when eaten in the right portions, and horned melon fits right into that category. The taste is another big win. The inside looks like green jelly with seeds, and the flavor is mild, slightly sweet, and a little tangy. Think cucumber mixed with kiwi. That mild taste is actually a benefit. Strong, sugary fruits can spike blood sugar and make you crave more. Horned melon feels light, clean, and refreshing, which makes it easier to enjoy without overdoing it. Another reason horned melon works so well is portion control. Because it's eaten with a spoon and has a unique texture, people naturally eat it slower. Eating slower helps you feel satisfied with less food, which is helpful if you're trying to manage minerals like potassium. How do you use it in real life? Keep it simple. Cut it in half and scoop it with a spoon as a snack. Add small amounts to a fruit salad with low potassium fruits like apples or grapes. You can even use it as a topping for yogurt or a light dessert bowl. Some people like to chill it in the fridge first, which makes it extra refreshing. For meal combinations, horned melon pairs well with breakfast or light lunches. Try it alongside egg whites, toast, or a simple salad. It adds color, freshness, and enjoyment without putting stress on your kidneys. This is a perfect example of how low potassium eating doesn't mean boring eating. Sometimes the best foods are the ones nobody's talking about. Number 2, feijoa. Feijoa is another fruit that almost nobody talks about, yet it fits beautifully into a low potassium diet. 2 raw feijoa fruits, about 52 grams total, contain only 144 milligrams of potassium. That makes it a smart option for people who want to protect their kidneys without giving up fruit completely. One of the biggest benefits of feijoa is how gentle it is on the body. When potassium needs to be limited, many people stop eating fruit out of fear. The problem is that cutting out fruit entirely can lead to low energy, poor digestion, and less enjoyment in meals. Feijoa helps solve that problem. It gives you flavor, freshness, and nutrients without overloading your kidneys. The taste is where feijoa really shines. It's soft and juicy, with flavors that remind people of pineapple, guava, and a light minty freshness. That natural sweetness means you don't need to add sugar, which is important because too much sugar can increase inflammation and make kidney issues harder to manage. Feijoa is also rich in fiber. Fiber helps digestion move smoothly and supports gut health, which is closely linked to kidney health. Many health articles point out that better digestion can reduce waste buildup in the body, taking pressure off the kidneys over time. Another reason Feijoa works so well is portion clarity. Two fruits is a clear, easy serving size. You don't have to guess. This makes it easier to stay consistent day after day without accidentally eating too much potassium. So how do you actually eat it? The simplest way is to cut it in half and scoop it with a spoon. No cooking, no prep stress. You can also blend small amounts into a smoothie with low potassium bases like almond milk and apples. If you enjoy desserts, Feijoa can be added to light yogurt bowls or homemade jelly without heavy ingredients. For combinations, Feijoa works best in breakfast or snacks. Pair it with egg whites, toast, or a small bowl of oatmeal made with water. It adds flavor and variety without making meals feel restricted. Feijoa is proof that kidney-friendly eating doesn't have to feel like punishment. Sometimes the safest foods are also the most enjoyable. You just have to know where to look. Number 3. Chayote. Chayote is one of the most underrated vegetables for kidney-friendly eating. Half a cup of raw chayote contains only 138 milligrams of potassium, which makes it a very safe choice for people who need to limit potassium but still want real filling meals. The first big benefit of chayote is how light it is on your kidneys. Many vegetables that seem healthy are actually high in potassium and can cause problems if eaten often. Chayote is different. Its low potassium level means your kidneys don't have to work overtime to filter excess minerals. This helps reduce strain, especially for people with kidney disease or anyone advised to watch their potassium intake. Another major advantage is hydration. Chayote is made mostly of water. Foods with high water content help support kidney function by making it easier for the body to flush out waste. Health articles often point out that water-rich vegetables can support overall kidney health when eaten in proper portions, and chayote fits perfectly into that idea. Taste-wise, chayote is very mild, similar to cucumber. That might sound boring at first, but this is actually the reason it works so well. Because the flavor is neutral, it absorbs spices, herbs, and sauces easily. This means you can enjoy flavorful meals without relying on high potassium ingredients like tomatoes or potatoes. Chayote is also low in calories and contains fiber, which helps digestion. Good digestion reduces waste buildup in the body, and that indirectly supports your kidneys. When your gut works better, your whole system feels lighter and more balanced. So how do you use chayote in daily meals? It's very easy. You can eat it raw, slice thin, in salads for a fresh crunch. Lightly stir-fry it with garlic and oil for a warm side dish. Add it to soups to replace higher potassium vegetables. Some people even steam it and mash it slightly as a substitute for potatoes. For meal combinations, chayote pairs well with lean proteins like chicken, fish, or egg whites. It also works great with rice or pasta, helping you build a full, satisfying plate that still protects your kidneys. Chayote proves that low potassium eating doesn't mean tiny portions or boring food. With the right vegetables, meals can still feel normal, enjoyable, and safe. Number 4. Dandelion greens. Dandelion greens are one of the most misunderstood foods out there. Most people see dandelions as weeds, something to pull out of the ground and throw away. But the truth is, the greens from this plant are edible, nutritious, and surprisingly kidney-friendly. A 3/4 cup of raw dandelion greens contains about 164 milligrams of potassium, which keeps it within a safe range for many low-potassium eating plans. One of the biggest benefits of dandelion greens is how much nutrition you get without going overboard on potassium. When people are told to limit potassium, they often lose variety in their meals. Plates turn beige. Flavors disappear. Dandelion greens bring food back to life while still being mindful of kidney health. These greens have a slightly bitter taste, and that bitterness is actually a good thing. Bitter foods can help stimulate digestion. Better digestion means your body handles waste more smoothly, which takes pressure off your kidneys over time. Many nutrition articles talk about how leafy greens, when eaten in controlled portions, can support overall health without harming kidney function. Another reason dandelion greens work so well is balance. They give you vitamins and antioxidants without being heavy. Antioxidants help protect cells from damage caused by stress and inflammation. While they are not a cure, foods like this can support your body's natural defense systems, which is important when your kidneys are already working hard. So, how do you actually eat dandelion greens without hating them? Start small. Add a handful to a salad mixed with milder greens like lettuce. This softens the bitterness. You can also saute them lightly with garlic and olive oil, which brings out a smoother flavor. Tossing them into soups near the end of cooking is another easy option, especially if you want extra depth without adding high-potassium vegetables. For meal combinations, dandelion greens pair well with lean proteins like fish, chicken, or eggs. They also work nicely alongside rice or pasta dishes, adding color and flavor without changing the whole meal. Dandelion greens are a great reminder that kidney-friendly foods don't have to be boring or expensive. Sometimes the most helpful foods are the ones hiding in plain sight. Number 5. Chinese broccoli. Chinese broccoli, also known as gailan, is a great example of how you don't have to avoid dark green vegetables completely when watching potassium. 3/4 of a cup of cooked Chinese broccoli contains about 172 milligrams of potassium, which keeps it within a reasonable range for a low potassium eating plan when portions are controlled. One major benefit of Chinese broccoli is that it helps you feel like you're eating real food again. Many people with kidney concerns are told to avoid so many vegetables that meals start to feel empty or repetitive. Chinese broccoli brings back that familiar look and texture of a hearty green without putting too much stress on your kidneys. This vegetable is rich in fiber, which supports digestion and helps your body move waste more efficiently. Better digestion means less buildup inside the body, which can indirectly support kidney function. Health articles often explain that fiber plays a quiet but important role in the overall health, especially for people managing chronic conditions. The slightly bitter taste of Chinese broccoli is also a plus. Bitter flavors can help balance meals that are otherwise heavy in starches like rice or noodles. Instead of needing salty sauces or high-potassium ingredients to add flavor, Chinese broccoli brings its own natural depth. Cooking method matters here. Light cooking is best. Steaming or quick stir-frying helps reduce bitterness while keeping the texture firm. Overcooking can make it mushy and less enjoyable. A simple stir-fry with garlic and a small amount of oil is often enough. You don't need heavy sauces. For everyday meals, Chinese broccoli pairs very well with lean proteins like chicken, shrimp, tofu, or fish. It also works perfectly with white rice or simple noodles, helping you build a full, satisfying plate without relying on high-potassium vegetables like spinach or potatoes. Chinese broccoli proves that even bold, dark greens can still have a place in kidney-friendly eating. With the right portions and simple cooking, meals can stay flavorful, filling, and safe all at the same time. If you're finding these low-potassium foods helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more tips like this. And if you have any questions or want to share your experiences, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Number 6, Soursop. Soursop is one of those fruits that feels like a cheat, even when it's not. 1 cup of raw soursop, about 60 grams, contains around 166 milligrams of potassium, which keeps it in a safe range for many people who need to limit potassium while still enjoying fruit. The first thing people notice about soursop is the flavor. It tastes like a mix of strawberry, pineapple, and citrus, with a creamy texture that feels rich and satisfying. This matters more than people think. When food tastes good, you're less likely to feel deprived. And when you don't feel deprived, it's easier to stick to a kidney-friendly way of eating long-term. One big benefit of soursop is that it gives natural sweetness without needing added sugar. Added sugars can cause energy crashes and increase stress on the body. Soursop's natural flavor helps you enjoy desserts or snacks in a more balanced way, which is especially helpful when managing a health condition. Soursop also contains fiber, which supports digestion. Good digestion helps the body remove waste more smoothly. Many nutrition articles explain that when digestion slows down, waste can build up and make the kidneys work harder. Fiber-rich foods, eaten in the right portions, help prevent that problem. Another reason soursop works well is portion control. 1 cup is a clear, defined serving. Because the flavor is strong and satisfying, most people don't feel the need to eat large amounts. That helps keep potassium intake steady and predictable. So how do you use soursop in daily life? The simplest way is to eat it fresh. scooped right from the fruit. You can also blend a small amount into a smoothie using low-potassium liquids like water or almond milk. Keep it simple. No need to mix it with high-potassium fruits like bananas. For combinations, Soursop works best as a snack or light dessert. Pair it with plain yogurt, a small bowl of oats, or even after a simple lunch. It adds enjoyment without turning your meal into something risky for your kidneys. Soursop shows that kidney-friendly eating doesn't mean giving up exciting flavors. With smart portions and simple pairings, even tropical fruits can still have a place on your plate. Number 7. Cactus Pads. Cactus pads, also called noppalos, might sound unusual if you've never eaten them before, but in many cultures, they've been used as everyday food for generations. Two-thirds of a cup of cooked cactus pads contains about 194 milligrams of potassium, which keeps them within a manageable range for people following a low-potassium diet when portions are respected. One of the biggest reasons cactus pads are helpful is their fiber content. Nobles are known for being rich in soluble fiber, which helps slow digestion and supports stable blood sugar levels. When blood sugar stays more stable, it reduces stress on the kidneys over time. Many health articles mention that balanced blood sugar is an important part of protecting kidney function, especially for people with long-term health concerns. Cactus pads also have a high water content. This helps support hydration, which is key for kidney health. Well-hydrated kidneys can filter waste more easily. Eating water-rich vegetables like noppalos can support this process without forcing you to drink excessive amounts of water all at once. Taste-wise, cactus pads are mild with a slightly tangy, green bean-like flavor. This makes them very easy to work into meals. They don't overpower other ingredients and they absorb seasonings well. This is important because kidney-friendly cooking often limits salty sauces and heavy spices. Nopples still taste good with simple seasoning. Preparation matters with cactus pads. Cooking them helps soften the texture and reduce the slimy feel that some people notice when they're raw. Sautéing them with a little oil and onion, grilling them until lightly charred, or boiling and rinsing them before use are all common methods. These steps make them more enjoyable and easier to digest. In terms of combinations, cactus pads are very flexible. They work well in tacos with grilled chicken or fish, added to salads for extra texture, or served as a side dish with rice and beans in controlled portions. They also pair nicely with eggs for breakfast, adding fiber and volume without high potassium. Cactus pads show that kidney-friendly foods don't have to be boring or limited to one culture. Sometimes traditional foods offer some of the best balance between flavor, nutrition, and kidney support. Number 8. Jicama. Jicama is one of the best vegetables you can add to your meals if you miss crunch and freshness. 1 cup of cooked and sliced jicama contains about 183 milligrams of potassium, which keeps it within a safe range for many people who need to protect their kidneys while still enjoying food. One of the biggest benefits of jicama is texture. When people lower potassium, they often lose crunchy foods. Salads turn soft, snacks feel boring, and meals stop being exciting. Jicama fixes that problem. It stays crisp even after light cooking and gives that satisfying bite that makes eating feel enjoyable again. Jicama is also very high in water and fiber. This combination is great for digestion. Fiber helps food move through the body smoothly, while water helps flush waste. Many health articles point out that good digestion and hydration can reduce extra stress on the kidneys over time. Jicama supports both without loading your body with potassium. The flavor is another reason jicama works so well. It's slightly sweet but very mild. That means you don't need heavy sauces, sugar, or salt to make it taste good. For kidney-friendly eating, that's a big win. Simple food is easier on your body and easier to stick with long-term. Jicama also helps with portion control. Because it's filling but low in calories, you can eat a decent amount and still feel satisfied. That helps prevent overeating higher potassium foods later in the day. So how do you actually use jicama? Raw jicama is great sliced into salads for crunch. You can serve it with simple dips like yogurt-based sauces or lemon juice. Lightly cooking it and adding it to stir-fries works well too, especially as a replacement for potatoes or water chestnuts. Keep cooking, simple to preserve texture. For combinations, jicama pairs well with chicken, fish, eggs, and rice dishes. It also works as a snack on its own when you want something fresh instead of processed food. Jicama proves that low-potassium eating doesn't have to feel limiting. With the right swaps, meals can still feel fresh, crunchy, and satisfying without putting extra pressure on your kidneys. Number 9. Dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is the kind of fruit that makes your plate look amazing without overloading on potassium. One raw dragon fruit, about 75 grams, contains roughly 140 milligrams of potassium, making it a safe choice for people who need to protect their kidneys, but still want something flavorful and visually appealing. One of the biggest benefits of dragon fruit is that it makes eating exciting again. When people follow a low-potassium diet, meals can start to feel dull or repetitive. Dragon fruit adds a pop of color, bright pink or yellow skin, with white or red flesh dotted with tiny black seeds. This visual appeal encourages you to enjoy your food more and feel satisfied, which is just as important as the nutrients themselves. Flavor-wise, dragon fruit is slightly sweet but not overpowering. That mild sweetness allows you to enjoy it without adding sugar or high-potassium fruits. Experts often note that naturally sweet fruits are helpful because they can satisfy cravings while keeping the diet balanced and safe for kidneys. Dragon fruit is also hydrating and has a decent amount of fiber. Hydration supports kidney function by helping flush out toxins, while fiber aids digestion and keeps your system moving smoothly. Many health sources emphasize that both hydration and fiber are key for reducing stress on the kidneys, especially for people managing chronic kidney conditions. How can you use dragon fruit in daily meals? One of the easiest ways is to cut it in half and scoop it out with a spoon as a snack. You can also dice it and add it to smoothies, combining it with low-potassium ingredients like apples or berries. Another option is using it as a topping for yogurt, oatmeal, or light desserts. This adds visual appeal and flavor without complicating your potassium management. For meal combinations, dragon fruit works well as a breakfast fruit, a snack between meals, or a light dessert after lunch or dinner. It pairs nicely with simple proteins like eggs or lean chicken, and its texture adds variety to otherwise plain dishes. Dragon fruit shows that kidney-friendly eating doesn't have to be boring or bland. With naturally sweet flavors, fiber, and hydration benefits, this fruit proves that you can protect your kidneys and still enjoy meals that feel indulgent, fresh, and satisfying. It's a perfect example of how smart choices can make even strict diets feel exciting. Number 10. Lychees. Lychees are small exotic fruits that taste like summer in every bite. Half a cup of raw, cut lychees contains about 162 milligrams of potassium, keeping it safely within reach for people who need to limit potassium but still want fruit that tastes indulgent. The first thing people notice about lychees is their flavor. They're sweet with a floral, almost perfumed taste, making them a natural treat for snacks or desserts. When following a kidney-friendly diet, it's easy to feel deprived of delicious fruits. Lychees solve that problem. They bring a sense of pleasure back to eating without adding extra potassium stress. Lychees are also hydrating and provide fiber, which is a big plus for kidney and overall digestive health. Hydration helps your kidneys flush waste more efficiently, and fiber keeps digestion smooth. Experts often highlight that foods combining water content and fiber are ideal for kidney-friendly eating because they help reduce strain on the kidneys while keeping your body feeling light and nourished. Another reason lychees are so practical is portion control. Half a cup is a simple, clear serving. Because the flavor is naturally sweet and satisfying, most people don't feel the need to eat large quantities, which helps keep potassium intake predictable. How do you enjoy lychees? The simplest way is to peel and eat them fresh. They're also excellent mixed into fruit salads alongside low-potassium fruits like grapes or apples. If you want a light dessert, add them to plain yogurt or blend a small portion into a smoothie with water or almond milk. Cooking isn't necessary. Their delicate flavor works best raw. For meal combinations, lychees shine as a snack or dessert. They can follow lunch or dinner as a sweet treat that doesn't interfere with your dietary limits. They also pair well with breakfast bowls like oats or chia pudding, adding texture and natural sweetness. Lychees are proof that a kidney-friendly diet doesn't mean losing the joy of food. With natural sweetness, fiber, and hydration benefits, these little fruits make meals feel fun and satisfying again. When you know how to use them, they can turn an ordinary day into something delicious and safe for your kidneys. So there you have it, the top 10 low-potassium foods that can make your meals fun, flavorful, and safe for your kidneys. From the bright, tangy horned melon to the sweet floral lychees, each of these foods shows that eating kidney-friendly doesn't have to be boring or restrictive. The key takeaway is this: you can enjoy variety, texture, and natural flavors while keeping your potassium in check. Fruits like dragon fruit, soursop, and feijoa give you sweetness and hydration. Vegetables like chayote, Chinese broccoli, and cactus pads add crunch, fiber, and depth to your meals. Leafy greens like dandelion greens bring bitterness that balances flavors and supports digestion. Even root vegetables like jicama help maintain that satisfying crunch many people miss. By including these foods in your daily routine, you're not just protecting your kidneys, you're also making sure meals feel normal, exciting, and enjoyable again. The combination of taste, nutrition, and safety proves that a low-potassium diet doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. It's about choosing the right ones. Remember, the goal isn't restriction, it's smart choices. You can mix and match these fruits and vegetables in salads, smoothies, stir-fries, and snacks to keep every meal interesting. With these options, your plate can be colorful, satisfying, and kidney-friendly all at once. Watch the next video for even more tips on making kidney-friendly eating easy and delicious.